14.
All right, like
14. I didn't know that. Just draining threes.
We're gonna have Coach make an opening comment, but if you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get you a microphone. So Coach, can you start out the general discussion about the game in general, and then we'll go to questions?
Yeah, I'm going to miss these guys. I'm going to start with that. So, yeah, we just won the state championship, but to be very honest with you, there's a little sadness. I've been with these guys for a long time, and, you know, not just these up here, but 3 others as well. It was 8 seniors, never gave in. They never gave in all year. There was a lot of adversity, and I think you saw tonight in this game what these guys are made of. And I'm just very, very proud that people from around Ohio and beyond got to see what I saw each and every day in practice. When we were in Torrey Pines, when we were playing Richmond Heights, when we were playing St. Ignatius, when we were playing St. Ed's, when we were playing Kelly Alter, all those different games, I saw it and I saw it and I saw it, and I just always wish that everybody could see what I see, because I think that everybody got their money's worth. The game overall, I'll be honest with you, Cincinnati-Aiken, we knew we were in for a dogfight. 18 points felt like 3 at half. I knew they were coming after us. I told these guys, you can warn them all you want, but when that bite hit, I was going to find out how much grit we had. We knew they were coming. We knew that you're not going to hold Jaden Arnold scoreless for the game. I think he had 0 at half. Ashton Marshall's a decent defender. He's up to 15 D1 either signees or offers that he's defended this year. 15 out of all of our games. We went through it the other day, and this guy just shuts people down. That's what he does. He's the unsung hero, and we always look at points and things like that, but this guy, he gets it done. Avery and Drachik, been waiting for this moment. You saw it a little bit at the field house, but I knew he had even more in him, and then he just starts popping. He doesn't, through his words, I think I can quote him, I just don't think it makes you go in better, right? Is that what you said? Yeah, I love that quote. That's how you make shots. This guy over here, you know, he gets the pleasure of riding home with me after every great win, every horrible loss for a long time, and I can't be more proud of him. I don't really care about the basketball part, but the young man, the leader, the complete package that he has become as a person is what I really love about this kid. These 2 down here, holy jamoli. Tadot Jancic has had the most unbelievable year that nobody knows about in the state of Ohio. This guy averaged about 17, 18 points a game out in the toughest competition we played in San Diego, and he's just a winner. He's a gap filler. He just does whatever it is that we need. You guys saw it a little bit in the post. He had some big shots, hit some threes early on. I don't know if he was really preparing for a double clutch 3 on his second 3, but you know, we'll take it. I asked him when he came off one time, I said, did you double clutch that? He's like, yeah. He said it with confidence, like he did it on purpose, but you know, he just finds a way. He just finds a way. That's what he does. He's been doing it since he was 3rd grade in goggles. All right, these 2 were the Splash Brothers when I used to coach them in 3rd and 4th grade. They were the Splash Brothers, and they always found ways to win, and that's what they did tonight. And then the big man at the end, wow. I mean, his tournament run that he's had, I just can't say enough about. When you have somebody like that to feature on a floor, it doesn't get much better than that. I mean, he just knows how to play, and he's always, I challenge you to listen to his interviews, never ever takes the credit for anything. All he talked about after the state semi was kicking the ball to Avery, and I would do it every single time. Gave up a layup at the rim to kick for a 3. Those types of things not a lot of people see, but I see them, and that's what makes us special. I think that's what got us ultimately the state championship.
Josh Weir from the Repository in Canton. Congrats, Tom.
Thanks, Josh.
Guys. Can you just talk about that contrast of where you're at halftime, and then 5.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter, you know, their fans are going crazy. The lead's down to 4, and you know, you got to kind of regroup there.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was coming, but even knowing it was coming, it's like a winter storm. When a winter storm comes, you know it's coming, but it still can knock you off your feet. And that's what happened. I tell you what, I've seen it on film, and I always tell people it's so much different on film than seeing it in person. They're one of those teams. When they bring it, they bring it. And you know, I told our kids at halftime, they'll tell you this, that you're going to get fouled, but they're not going to call them. You're in a state final. They're not going to call those, you know. So yeah, we were trying to get some fouls here and there and get the calls, but ultimately you just have to find a way to get through it, and that's what they did. We just could not give up the lead. That was the key. Could not give up the lead. And one thing I did share with them in the 3rd quarter is that I think it might be one of our largest leads going into the 4th. So we can look at it 2 ways. We can look at it, we just gave up, 15 points, or we can look at it, this is the best lead we've had in the last 3 games, because we've had to do some pretty remarkable things through the regionals and the state semis.
Kenny wrote a WHBC in Canton. Congratulations to all players.
Thanks, Kenny.
The fourth quarter, as bad as the thirds have been in the last 3 games, the fourth quarter, you guys seem to never buckle and you find a way. Where does that come from, Tom, with all of your players, not just the 8 seniors, all the kids all year long in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, it's a built-in toughness. We live by daring greatly. Teddy Roosevelt quote, daring greatly, where we want to be in the arena, the man in the arena. We want to fight. We want to be challenged. I tell my parents at the beginning every year that I schedule losses. I do it on purpose. I don't really care about being 22-0. It means nothing. This is what matters right here. Okay, so when we live by that, you live by that creed, and these guys have come through little dribblers, youth camps, youth leagues. They know everything. They've been here. They weren't even 1 year old when I started this, so they've been through everything that we put out there, and that internal toughness, it's built into them. And as I told them in the locker room, state championship's great. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is going to be awesome. You know, we're all going to love getting rings and, you know, all the congratulatory remarks. But they're going to become leaders of a community. They're going to become leaders of a family. They're going to become leaders of this country. I promise you. These guys are winners, and they're all going to do it in different ways. They're all going to do it in different ways, but they have an internal toughness that is unmatched. It's literally unmatched, and I'm just so happy that everybody here got to see that today because they deserve to have their story told.
Billy BBWHBC. Question for Bo. I'm sure Coach was giving you guys plenty of messaging as far as coming back and staying in it, but amongst the players, were there things you guys were discussing to hang in there and get it done?
Yeah. I think after the last state semifinal game that we played against Garfield Heights, I think that we knew, you know, this team we weren't just going to come out and they were going to lay a goose egg on us. But I think that, you know, obviously they have some absolute studs on their team. You know, after, you know, they went on a little run, you know, we had a little huddle up, I think, in the beginning of the fourth quarter, you know, and we just said, we've been here before. We've been here a million times, and, you know, we knew we have internal toughness throughout our entire program, and, you know, just, it is what it is, but we just have winners on our team, and that's why we are who we are.
Michael Roth, Prep Hoops, Ohio. Avery, you came off the bench for both this game and the last game. You hit the go-ahead three-pointer against Garfield Heights, 14 points tonight. How are you just able to stay so mentally focused and locked in and have such a big contribution off the bench today and ready to go?
Just consistency, believing in the work that I put into the game. I go in the gym every day and just trusting the process. That's what my dad always tells me after every game: trust in the process and believe in yourself. So yeah.
And I will add to that. When he says he goes in the gym every day, I get to school every day at 7 a.m. and it's not uncommon that he already has 200-300 shots up every single day. So it's remarkable what this guy does, and he deserves what he got tonight.
More questions?
Kenny wrote a WHBC for the players. You've dreamt about this, right? For so many years. This is such a close-knit team. Family was on the front of your jerseys in shoot around before the game. So you've dreamt about this. If you could kind of put into words, has it exceeded the expectations you had of the dream?
By far exceeded the expectations that I had and the team had to go out there. And last game end on a win is absolutely phenomenal. And to know that, you know, there's only going to be 7 teams that can say that in Ohio is crazy. And you can't be sad going out on a win. So I'm grateful to be doing this with these guys, with the family, and I couldn't have asked for anything else.
Yeah, these guys are all my guys. You know, I love them so much, and just to be able to go out on a win, nothing better than that.
Yeah, I'd probably just kind of piggyback off what them say. Just, you know, we're just a family on our team. You know, nobody's above each other on our team. Like PG, you know, after all these interviews, the dude probably one of the best players in Ohio. I mean, he won't even take home credit for when he has like 30 points or whatever. So I mean, that dude's a dog. And just, you know, we just have straight, you know, just competitors on our team. You know, just straight winners. And at the end of the day, you know, all we care about is the win at the end of the day, and you know, we don't care about the accolades.
I felt like we were always going to win the state championship. I felt we were all very composed and together and worked together as a team. And yeah, I love that we got the job done.
I think a big factor to this is we are probably one of the most connected teams out there in the state of Ohio. I mean, it's insane how connected we are. We're hanging out every day. Doesn't matter if you're a senior or a freshman or a starter or start-on freshman. Like, throughout the entire team, everyone's always connected, everyone's always together, and it's probably the closest knit group you'll ever see.
One more thing. I don't know who's watching this, but any college coaches, go get Avery. No brainer.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Two-parter real quick. First one for Tom. Like, just talk about what it was like watching that potential game-tying free throw, just kind of sit there on the rim and, kind of just sit there. And for Tate, they talk about your ability to fill in the gaps and do. Why was it such a big scoring night for you? Why do you think it came to be like that?
The free throw was a combination of a root canal and a kidney stone. So that's how I would explain that. It was absolutely torture, and it just kept rolling around. And I was just praying that somebody hung on that rim too much and the ball was going to fall off because it was a little off level. But then once it came off and there's just a scrum for the ball, I mean, it was surreal. And I can say this, obviously I'm the winning coach today, but that game could have gone either way. I will say that wholeheartedly. That game could have gone either way. And I enjoyed talking to their coach before the game, and you can tell that he's got it going on down there too. He's a very good coach, and those kids play so hard. I can't say that enough. You feel, as a coach, you feel how the other team's trained. Like, you feel it. It's hard to explain, but you can feel it during the game based on how they act and how they move. And that team was relentless. They were very, very similar to Bishop Hartley that we played in the regional final, but I'd say even a little bit more relentless.
Yeah, it's all my teammates. Some games I don't get as many shots, just how the game flows. But I think my guys did a great job in finding me today, especially Bill. Sad to see that the backdoor cuts. I was probably the last one in the fourth quarter, but just love these guys.
I have a question for Ashton. Ashton, we've known each other for a long time. We've obviously played third grade rec ball together at Green. I saw clips on my memories the other day, and it was just of you playing defense in the corner. And I thought to myself, I was like, wow, this kid is defense oriented, but you've really taken on such an offensive role this year. But what is the production? What is coming from it? I mean, what have you done personally to get to that level?
I mean, honestly, I've just been in the gym, not as much as Avery, because that's insane to do. And I just had more confidence this year. Last year it was building up a little bit, and this year I had more confidence offensively. And my defensive game, if I'm having a good defensive game, then it really builds into my offensive confidence.
Okay, any more questions?
Matt Kaljancic, your Sports Network. Bo, you've already done a good job as a balancing scoring and being a field general. And you'll do at times where, this game you hit 2 threes early in the first quarter, in the middle of the first quarter, and then you direct traffic, and in the fourth quarter you turn the corner on a couple of layups. What did you see offensively that made you change your approach?
Yeah, I think a lot of the eyes were obviously on Avery and Tate over here, hitting some big shots earlier in the game. And I think, just they were kind of, playing out, and I just had the open lane. And a lot of attention was obviously on BG, up at the top, because they didn't want to get him going downhill. I think just happened to be me that got the open lane a lot of the time, and I just took the opportunity.
And Tom, for you, there's a saying, victory loves preparation. What prepared you for this victory?
I'd say the entire season. These guys have taught me a lot through the last couple of years of how to handle adversity. I have a quote that I use all the time: adversity reveals character. And I always thought that I knew what that meant. These guys have shown me something even more than that. This group has changed me as far as what my expectations are, how I view players based on how they internally check each other. They do not require a lot. They kind of police each other, they push each other, they give each other what they need, whether it's compliment or whether it's hey, you need to work harder. It's truly remarkable, and they've changed me as a coach. They've made me a better coach to understand how players like this work, because they're one of a kind. They really are. They're one of a kind.
Tom, when you took this job 18 years ago, did you think this was ever going to be possible?
I just wanted to win the NBC, and now there is no NBC. So, yeah, I mean, this was, to be very honest with you, this was the goal. I had a banner made and put in our hallway. It was a picture of the shot, and obviously we're not in the shot anymore, but the whole point was that this is the goal. We don't make excuses. I think, you know, people like Gaten and others that have interviewed me this year, you know, keep asking the same question. Was it state championship or bust? And I've never hesitated to say it's state championship or bust. Like, it's a target. You know, I use the term program all the time, and I know at times people don't get what that is. All that is, you know, honestly, more pressure on me, because it's really hard to say you're the program if you're 500, right? So we try to do those things just to show these guys it's okay to have high expectations of yourself and others around you, because that's what's truly gonna matter at the end. This is a sport. At the end of the day, I want these guys to be great people, and that's what we talk about a lot as well. And that's where I'm really excited now for, you know, them being dads, husbands, going to their weddings, watching them get their first job and do all kinds of great things as young men. And that's what really makes this very, very fun for me, that these guys got to finish the right way.
All right, we're gonna let these guys go. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.